Alright kids, I just switched the side and the part in my hair, so if I mess it up while I'm making this video, that's why. So if you're asking yourself right now, why does whatever Les is wearing look like it was made in the 80s? It's A, because it was, and B, if you're asking yourself, why is Les doing a book haul? It's because I actually have books to haul, which is a new sort of thing that I do today. Normally when I acquire books, it's because I borrow them from friends or the library, or I am given them, or I get them one or two at a time from bookstores. I don't generally buy a lot of books all at once. So this is my collection of books that I have acquired this summer, and there happen to be a lot of them, so I'm gonna try and make this as thorough but also as quick as possible because I didn't realize how many there were until I spread them out all around me. So if we start at the very beginning, a very good place to start, we will start with Lean In for Graduates by Sheryl Sandberg. I was given this for graduation. It was coincidentally the only book I was given for graduation, which I guess if there had to be one, this one is appropriate. It is about feminism and being successful and things. I've read the first 2 chapters and then I was like, oh hey, fiction! And I kind of gave up on this a little bit and I'm on chapter 3 right now. So I'll eventually get back to it because job hunting is not a lot of fun. Next, I helped one of my friends move and found this amongst his things, and he was like, yeah, I already read it, do you want it? And I said, yeah, sure, because it is a George Orwell book. Homage to Catalonia as well as Down and Out in Paris and London. This is a 2-work bind up of these 2 Orwell pieces. Also, the cover is great. I have not read this yet. I'm just gonna continue looking at the gold on the cover in the frame here. Also the spine. And one day at the end of May while I was on a walk, there was a bunch of free stuff on the side of the road, so my roommate and I stopped and dragged home a table and a basket and this book, which is Dickens' stories about children. And if you're wondering why I picked it up, it's A, because it's Dickens, love me some Charles Dickens, and B, because it looked like it needed a better home than what it's come from, because it's very old. This is from the 1940s, and it is bound together here with blue painter's tape unceremoniously, which is not really to my liking, but it obviously needs someone who will care about it more than David did, and I know that it belonged to him because inside on the cover page it reads, in beautiful cursive, might I add, to our dear son Donald. Oh, his name is Donald, not David. Apologies. From Mother and Daddy, January 2nd, 1940. With love to you on your 10th birthday. Well, Donald, I'm going to take better care of this book than you did. There is a library on one of the streets very, very close to where I live, and often they just have boxes and boxes of free books outside in their front yard plaza thing. So the most recent time I was there, I found 3 books, including Maggie O'Farrell's The Vanishing Act of Esme Lennox, which is the story of a young woman who gets a phone call letting her know that her aunt Esme, who has been locked up in a hospital for 60 years, has recently been released, and how she deals with the life that she has and also this woman who is now a part of her life. So I'm looking forward to hopefully very carefully removing the awkward library dust jacket from this and reading it someday. Other library finds include Leo Tolstoy's Anna Karenina. I watched the film version of this on my way home from London last year and decided that it was a decent movie. I do love me some Keira Knightley acting. However, I kind of really would like to read the whole thing, and it's clearly going to take me a while because Tolstoy is not the easiest one to read, but this is an interesting story from what I perceived in the film. So someday I'll read this. And finally, a blast from my non-YouTube past. Mary Dahim writes this series called The Bed and Breakfast Mysteries, which is about these 2 cousins, and they run a bed and breakfast, and crazy things happen in their town, and Judith and Remy always wind up solving the mystery, and the police kind of hate them a little bit because they always seem to get involved. They always have really clever titles. This is called Crepe Suzette, not Crepe Suzette, like I said before. And they're just really fun and light, and I used to read, I think I've read every single one of them that's at the library in my hometown, because I used to read these during the summers in middle and high school, and they're just short, and they're fun, and they're a great mystery series. So it's occurring to me now how many mysteries I actually used to read when I was younger. So this is a great series if you can find these near you. Though given the internet, everything is kind of always near you. This is a great series. While I was given only one book for graduation, I did receive a $25 Barnes & Noble gift card with which I was able to purchase 3 more books. This includes A Red Herring Without Mustard, which is the 3rd novel in the Flavia de Luce mystery series. Are we on the same page with the mysteries here? Mysteries are great. If you are a mystery fan and you have not read Alan Bradley's The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie, which is the first in this Flavia de Luce series. For hearing me talk more about Flavia de Luce, go see either of my 2 Booktubeathon videos. If you haven't read The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie, you should give it a try. It's green, it's got a dead crow on the front cover with a stamp in its beak. This is the 3rd one. I'm going to read this very, 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 very soon. The next 2 books that I received in that same shipment were recommended to me by one of my friends. You know how I love some F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Side of Paradise. This is a coming-of-age story with a character named Amory Blaine who really can't figure himself out based on his very sort of pampered past with his mother. And I'm waiting for this to get good, except that I haven't wanted to read it lately because I've been finding it so difficult to get through. And it's upsetting because I love me some F. Scott Fitzgerald. So hopefully I'll be finishing this soon, and I am going to review this because I need to. I need to. Speaking of books I need to review, Erin Morgenstern's The Night Circus. Let's just talk about this for a second. I read this during the Booktubeathon. It was one of the 2 books that I actually did read, and I have a lot of feelings about it, and I'm going to review this too because I have meant to read this for eternity, and finally have, so keep a lookout for that. Last but not least, I managed to almost walk by an independent bookstore on Pennsylvania Avenue the other day, and they had a wide spread out in front of their shop of books that were on sale, and so I stopped to look at those, and then amongst, you know, reviewing and pondering the covers there, I said I have to go inside. A lot of things there. Spent more than I intended to. You will see me review this book very soon, Beautiful Ruins by Jess Walter. I listened to this on audiobook and it was gorgeous, especially since the man that was doing the recording actually spoke Italian. This book is set in 1960s Italy in a place called Porto Vergogna, and it's beautiful, and it's about an innkeeper and his strange friendship with an American actress who comes over and is ill and stays in his hotel, and it's so beautifully told. This is an excellent work, especially if you have a little bit of that nostalgic travel bug kind of thing going on like I do. I highly recommend this. This is a great book. That day I decided I needed to collect some more classics, so when I saw $3 copies of Persuasion and Northing by Jane Austen, I decided, hey, why not? And so I picked both of them up. I have not read either of these. I've been watching religiously the Pemberley Digital web series Emma Approved, and really need to start reading my Penguin Threads edition of Emma so I can know the end of the story before it shows up on the computer, on the internet. So I was like, oh, I'll read Emma soon, why don't I just get both of these? So now I have both of these. And they're small, and I think these are copies that I wouldn't mind writing in if I had questions about, so that later on I can go and get like nice copies to put on a shelf. Next, I found Kathy Marie Buchanan's Painted Girls, which is a book that Frenchie D hauled a couple months ago, actually, and I recognized because I kept seeing this book everywhere, but never quite, you know, read the back and liked it enough to really take it home with me, and now I finally have because she said some really great things about it, and she was really excited to read it. So I hopefully will read this. It's got ballet dancers on the cover, and it's set in France, so as a dancer and someone who likes France, like, hey, how could I really say no? How could I do that? So now I own it. Keeping in the same F. Scott Fitzgerald vein, Tender as the Night, with this great cover of these 2 people looking out on the ocean. Things that I love, F. Scott Fitzgerald in the ocean. I really hope that is the ocean, or maybe that's, okay, they're sitting on a diving board. Maybe that's a pool. I'm gonna pretend that that's the ocean. I've heard that Tender is the Night is the favorite F. Scott Fitzgerald work of a lot of different people, so I figured I would try this one, even though I'm having a rough time with This Side of Paradise. The writing in this one seems to be a little less stream of consciousness and a little more classic novel-y, so I really hope that I will like this as much as I liked Great Gatsby. And last, but absolutely never least, I find this very challenging to do in this day and age, because it's so, now that we're so many years past the publication of the first book and the new covers are coming out, I find it very challenging to find good printed hardcover copies of the Harry Potter books. And the only three at the time that I purchased this one that I needed were Prisoner of Azkaban, Chamber of Secrets, and Sorcerer's Stone. And I found Sorcerer's Stone in hardcover. So now I only need 2 more. And the joy that I get from finding a hardcover version of Harry Potter years and years after its publication originally is so great. I bought my copy of Goblet of Fire for $4 at a secondhand store that didn't even sell books. It was just sitting on the shelf. It was great. Anyway, I bought Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone so I can complete my collection, which a lot of my friends find weird, and they ask me why I own multiple copies of books that I already own, but we get it, right? You guys get it? You guys get it? It's Harry Potter. So that's it. That's my summer book haul of stuff that I've acquired. Let me know if you read any of the books that either I have also read already or that I have yet to read. Hope you're all doing well and having lovely weeks and lovely lives, and one of us will see you very soon with a new review. But the cover is pretty great. There's no dust jacket. I wonder if he lost the dust jacket, but look at that. Look at those shiny things. Can you stop making noise? For real? A little bit. Oh, married to him. Damn it.